In the West Bank, a humanitarian crisis is rapidly deepening. Over the past 4 months, Israeli military operations have displaced tens of thousands of Palestinians from refugee camps in Jenin and Tulkarem. Entire neighborhoods have been turned into rubble, homes have been flattened, roads dug up, and infrastructure destroyed, leaving thousands with nowhere to return to. This is the largest mass displacement of Palestinians in the West Bank since the June 1967 war, and according to Amnesty International, it's happening under the shadow of what they call an ongoing genocide in Gaza. Welcome back to Global Rights Voice. Today we're breaking down Amnesty's latest findings, what's happening on the ground, and why this moment demands urgent international attention. Let's start with the context. On June 5th, Palestinians mark Naksa Day, a day of commemoration for the 300,000 Palestinians who were forcibly displaced during the Six-Day War in 1967 when Israel occupied the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza. 58 years later, the echoes of that trauma are repeating themselves. Since January, the Israeli military has launched a sweeping operation in northern West Bank cities, primarily Jenin and Tulkarem, and the results have been devastating. According to Palestinian health authorities, at least 80 people, including 14 children, have been killed in these areas between January 21st and early June. Entire communities have been turned into closed military zones. Tanks and airstrikes, bulldozers and explosives, these aren't metaphors. Satellite images, videos, and eyewitness accounts confirm. Entire blocks have been flattened, streets are destroyed, and essential services, electricity, water, communications, are either damaged or deliberately dismantled. Amnesty International calls this operation the most destructive in the West Bank since the Second Intifada in the early 2000s. And they warn that this destruction is no accident, it's policy. According to Amnesty's report, roughly 40,000 people have been forcibly displaced by this operation so far, half of them from Jenin alone. Israeli forces have declared Jenin, Nur Shams, and Tulkarem refugee camps as closed military zones. Residents are being shot at when they try to return to check on their homes or retrieve belongings. In some cases, homes have been taken over and used as military outposts. One woman from Nur Shams said soldiers raided her home, forced out her brother's family, and confined her to a single room, before eventually ordering her to leave. But with the streets outside destroyed, emergency services had to help her escape. Another resident from Jenin described receiving a photo of her demolished house on her phone. She recognized her children's bedsheets in the rubble. Her SUV was reduced to a mangled shell of metal. And in one particularly stark incident, a diplomatic delegation from over 20 countries, including the UK, France, Canada, and China, came under Israeli fire while visiting Jenin on May 21st. This isn't just destruction, it's deliberate displacement. So, what exactly has been destroyed? Amnesty's Crisis Evidence Lab reviewed 25 verified videos posted between January and June. These videos show widespread demolition using explosives, bulldozers, and other military-grade equipment. Roads were dug up, homes and buildings flattened, and personal property wrecked. Satellite images confirm the scale of destruction. In Jenin, entire roads have been widened by removing buildings. The Palestinian Center for Human Rights says hundreds of homes in Jenin alone have been destroyed or rendered uninhabitable. Demolition orders have only increased. In March, Israel announced it would demolish 66 more homes in Jenin. Then, in May, demolition orders were issued for over 100 homes in Tulkarem and Nur Shams camps. Residents provided additional photos and videos to Amnesty, images of shattered glass, collapsed walls, children's toys under the debris, and closets torn open, with belongings scattered across the floor. One man, Ibrahim Khalifa from Nur Shams, described how his family returned to their neighborhood in February, only to find the military bulldozing their apartment building. "These are homes we built with our own hands," he said. "They witnessed everything, our weddings, our sorrows, and now they're gone." Beyond the physical destruction, Israel's operation has paralyzed daily life. Access to these camps is blocked by checkpoints, metal gates, dirt mounds, and barbed wire. The military has also crippled water systems, electricity, and telecom networks. Roads are impassable, businesses are shut down, emergency services are overwhelmed or cut off entirely. In Tulkarem, over 690 businesses have been destroyed or damaged, and the entire city now shuts down by 6 p.m. Farmers can't reach their land. Workers can't commute. The local Chamber of Commerce says the economic situation is catastrophic. Education has also taken a hit. Many children have missed weeks of school. In every way, the lives of thousands have been upended, and there is no timeline or clear path for when, or even if, they'll be allowed to return. Amnesty International is clear in its assessment. Israel's actions are illegal under international law. Forced displacement of civilians, collective punishment, and the destruction of civilian property violate the Fourth Geneva Convention. These are not just human rights abuses. They are, in Amnesty's words, war crimes. They also say these acts are part of a broader system, a system of apartheid that dispossesses and dominates Palestinians across the occupied territories. And the international community, according to Amnesty, its inaction is enabling these crimes. The world's failure to hold Israel accountable, Amnesty says, has emboldened it to commit even more egregious violations. That's why they are calling on governments to do more than issue statements. They want action. States must immediately stop providing arms and military assistance to Israel and halt any business activities that risk contributing to its serious violations of international law, said Erica Guevara Rosas, Amnesty's Senior Director for Research, Advocacy, Policy and Campaigns. Amnesty also urges governments to fully cooperate with the International Criminal Court in investigating potential war crimes in Palestine. They point to the International Court of Justice's advisory opinion from July 2024, which concluded that Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories is illegal and must come to an end. But none of this will happen, they say, without real political will. For tens of thousands of Palestinians in the West Bank, the trauma of displacement isn't a historical memory. It's unfolding right now. Entire communities have been destroyed, families torn apart, livelihoods lost. Whether or not this cycle continues may depend on how the international community chooses to respond, today, not tomorrow. If you want to read the full Amnesty report, we've linked it in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more updates on global human rights.